Gaithersburg, officially the City of Gaithersburg, is a city located in Montgomery County, Maryland. At the time of the 2010 census, Gaithersburg had a population of 59,933, making it the fourth largest incorporated city in the state, behind Baltimore, Frederick, and Rockville. Gaithersburg is located to the northwest of Washington, D.C., and is considered a suburb and a primary city within the Washingtonian Center Alexandria, DCA VOR MDA WV Metropolitan Statistical Area. Gaithersburg was incorporated as a city in 1878. Gaithersburg is divided into east and west sections, separated by Interstate 270. The eastern section of the city is older and is the original portion of the town before more recent growth. Landmarks and buildings from that time can still be seen in many places, but especially in the historic central business district of Gaithersburg called Olde Town. The east side also includes Lakeforest Mall, City Hall, and the Montgomery County Fair grounds. The west side of the city has many wealthier neighborhoods that were designed with smart growth techniques and embrace new urbanism. These include the award-winning Kentlands community, the Lakelands community, and the Washingtonian Center, a popular shopping business district. 3 new urbanism communities are under construction, including Crown Farm, Watkins Mill Town Center, and the massive Science City. The state has a bus rapid transit line, corridor Cities Transitway or CCT, planned for the western portion of the city starting at Shady Grove Metro Station and connecting all the high-density western Gaithersburg neighborhoods with a total of 8 stops planned in the city. The National Institute of Standards and Technology is headquartered in Gaithersburg directly west of I-270. Other major employers in the city include IBM, Lockheed Martin Information Systems and Global Services Business Area Headquarters, MED Immune, and the French multinational corporation, Sodexo. Gaithersburg is also the location of the garrison of the United States Army Reserve's 220th Military Police Brigade. History. Gaithersburg was settled in 1765 as a small agricultural settlement known as Log Town near the present-day Summit Hall on Ralph Crabb's 1725 land grant Deer Park. The northern portion of the land grant was purchased by Henry Brooks, and he built his brick home Montpelier there, starting first with a log cabin in 1780 March. This 1,000-acre tract became part of the landmark IBM headquarters complex built on the then new I-270 Interstate Industrial Now Technology Corridor in the late 1960s-1970s. Benjamin Ganyther married Henry's daughter Margaret, and Benjamin and Margaret inherited a portion of Henry's land prior to Henry's death in 1807. Ganyther built his home on the land in 1802. By the 1850s the area had ceased to be called Log Town and was known to inhabitants as Gaithersburg. The Forest Oak Post Office, named for a large tree in the town, was located in Ganyther's store in 1851. However, when the railroad was built through town the new station was called Gaithersburg, an officially recognized name for the community for the first time. The town incorporated under its current name in 1878. Gaithersburg boomed during the late 19th century and churches, schools, a mill, grain elevators, stores, and hotels were built. Much of this development focused around the railroad station. In 1873 the B&O Railroad constructed a station at Gaithersburg, designed by Ephraim Francis Baldwin as part of his well-known series of Victorian stations in Maryland. Rapid growth occurred shortly thereafter, and on April 5, 1878 the town was officially incorporated as the City of Gaithersburg. In 1899, Gaithersburg was selected as one of 6 global locations for the construction of an international latitude observatory as part of a project to measure the Earth's wobble on its polar axis. The Gaithersburg Latitude Observatory is the only national historic landmark in the city of Gaithersburg. The observatory and 5 others in Japan, Italy, Russia, and the United States gathered information that is still used by scientists today, along with information from satellites, to determine polar motion, the size, shape, and physical properties of the Earth, and to aid the space program through the precise navigational patterns of orbiting satellites. The Gaithersburg station operated until 1982 when computerization rendered the manual observation obsolete. Gaithersburg remained a predominantly rural farm town until the 1970s when more construction began. As the population grew, with homes spreading throughout the area, Gaithersburg began taking on a suburban and semi-urban feel, leaving its farming roots behind. During the late 1990s and 2000s, it had become one of the most economically and ethnically diverse areas in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area as well as the state of Maryland, with people from all walks of life calling Gaithersburg home. This can be seen in the local schools, with Gaithersburg High School and Watkins Mill High School having two of the most diverse student bodies in the region. During a 1997 rainstorm, the 295-year-old forest oak tree that gave its name to the Forest Oak Post Office crashed down. The tree served as the inspiration for the city's logo, which is also featured prominently on the city's flag. In 2007, parts of the film Body of Lies were filmed in the city, at a building on 100 Edison Park Drive. The film was released in 2008. On July 16, 2010, Gaithersburg was hit by a 3.6 magnitude earthquake, one of the strongest to occur in Maryland. Geography: Gaithersburg is located at 39A degree 755 inches north, 77A degree 1335 west. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 10.34 square miles, of which 10.20 square miles is land and 0.14 square miles is water. Demographics 2010 census as of the census of 2010, there were 59,933 people, 22,000 households, and 14,548 families residing in the city. The population density was 5,875.8 inhabitants per square mile. There were 23,337 housing units at an average density of 2,287.9 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 31.9% non-Hispanic white, 16.3% African American, 0.5% Native American, 16.9% Asian, 0.1% Pacific Islander, 10.7% from other races, and 4.8% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 24.2% of the population. There were 22,000 households of which 37.1% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 48.3% were married couples living together, 12.7% had a female householder with no husband present, 5.1% had a male householder with no wife present, and 33.9% were non-families. 26.7% of all households were made up of individuals and 7.5% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.70 and the average family size was 3.24. The median age in the city was 35.1 years. 24.2% of residents were under the age of 18. 7.9% were between the ages of 18 and 24. 33.8% were from 25 to 44. 24.6% were from 45 to 64. And 9.5% were 65 years of age or older. The gender makeup of the city was 48.6% male and 51.4% female. 2000 census as of the census of 2000, there were 52,613 people, 19,621 households, and 12,577 families residing in the city. The population density was 5,216.2 people per square mile. There were 20,674 housing units at an average density of 2,049.7 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city is 34.7% white, 19.5% black or African American, 0.2% Native American, 13.9% Asian, 0.1% Pacific Islander, 3.6% from other races, and 3.2% from two or more races. 24.8% of the population were Hispanic or Latino of any race. 34.3% of Gaithersburg's population was foreign-born. there were 19,621 households, out of which 34.8% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 48.6% were married couples living together, 11.2% had a female householder with no husband present, and 35.9% were non-families. 27.8% of all households were made up of individuals, and 7.2% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.65 and the average family size was 3.14. The population was spread out, with 25.0% under the age of 18, 9.0% from 18 to 24, 37.7% from 25 to 44, 20.0% from 45 to 64, and 8.2% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 34 years. For every 100 females there were 95.1 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 92.4 males. Economy. According to the city's 2009 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, the top employers in the city are: Gaithersburg also receives significant income from its conference organization platform, including prominent conferences such as the CHI-84 Conference. Government. Gaithersburg has an elected, 5-member city council, which serves as the legislative body of the city. The mayor, who is also elected, serves as president of the council. The day-to-day administration of the city is overseen by a career city manager. Gaithersburg is also the location of the 220th Military Police Brigade of the United States Army Reserve. The city's current mayor is Judd Ashman, who has held the office since 2014. On September 3, 2014, Sidney Katz, the incumbent mayor, submitted his conditional resignation of mayor effective November 10, 2014, pending his election as District 3 representative on the Montgomery County Council in November, a unregistered trademark S general election. On October 6, 2014, the Gaithersburg City Council selected City Council member Judd Ashman to serve as mayor until the next City of Gaithersburg election in November 2015. Previous mayors include George W. Meem 1898 (1904), Carson Ward 1904 (1906), John W. Walker 1906 (1908), E. D. Kingsley 1908 (1912), Richard H. Miles 1912 (1918), John W. Walker 1918 (1924), Walter M. Magruder 1924 (1926), William McBain 1926 (1948), Harry C. Perry, Sr. 1948 (1954), Merton F. Duvall 1954 (1966), John W. Griffith 1966 (1967), Harold C. Morris 1967 (1974), Susan E. Nicholson, September 1974, Milton M. Walker 1974 (1976), B. Daniel Walder 1976 (1978), Bruce A. Goldenson 1978 (1986), W. Edward Borer, Jr. 1986 (1998), Sidney A. Katz 1998 to 2014, Judd Ashman, November 2014. The departments of the City of Gaithersburg and their directors include: Office of the City Manager, Tony Tomazello; Finance and Administration, Stephanie Walker; Planning and Code Administration, John Schleiting; Community and Public Relations, Britta Monaco; Human Resources, Kimberly Yocklin; Information Technology, Peter Cottrell; Parks, Recreation, and Culture, Michelle Potter; Chief of Police, Mark Throker; Public Works, Michael Johnson. Transportation. Roads. The primary spine of Gaithersburg's road network is Frederick Avenue, which runs generally north-south through the middle of the city and connects Gaithersburg to Frederick, Rockville and Washington, D.C. Among the most important east-west roads are Diamond Avenue and Quince Orchard Road. Interstate 270, runs approximately parallel to Frederick Avenue and connects Gaithersburg with the Capital Beltway. Interstate 370 begins in Gaithersburg and is the western end of the Intercounty Connector, a toll highway which provides a direct link to Interstate 95 near Laurel. Transit. Gaithersburg is connected to the Washington Metro via Shady Grove Station, which is located just outside the city limits and is the northwestern terminus of the Red Line. The corridor Cities Transitway is a proposed bus rapid transit line that would have 8 stops in Gaithersburg, generally in the western half of the city. Maryland's MARC system operates commuter rail services connecting Gaithersburg to Washington, D.C. With 2 stations in the city, at Olde Town Gaithersburg and Metropolitan Grove, and a third station Washington Grove just outside city limits. Bus service in Gaithersburg consists of Metrobus routes operated by WMATA and ride-on routes operated by Montgomery County, as well as paratransit service provided by Metro Access. The main line of CSX transportation bisects Montgomery County and runs as many as 50 trains a day through the center of Gaithersburg. The MARC trains run on the CSX tracks, as do Amtrak trains, which go through Gaithersburg but do not stop. The Montgomery County Airpark is a short distance outside Gaithersburg city limits. The airport is the larger of 2 general aviation airports in the county. For commercial airline service, Gaithersburg residents use Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport, Washington Dulles International Airport or Baltimore Washington International Airport. Education. Gaithersburg is served by Montgomery County Public Schools. Media. Gaithersburg is primarily served by the Washington, D.C. media market. Newspapers. Gaithersburg is home to Gazette Newspapers, a publisher of weekly community newspapers in suburban Maryland, including the Gaithersburg Gazette. The Town Courier newspaper is based in Kentlands and focuses on Gaithersburg's West Side neighborhoods, in addition to publishing Rockville and Urbana editions. Notable people: George C. Benjamin, former Secretary of the Maryland Department of Health and Mental Hygiene; Mark Bryan, lead guitarist from Hootie and the Blowfish; Kiran Shetty, CNN anchor; Dominique Dawes, 3-time Women's Olympic Gymnastics team member, member of the Magnificent Seven; Astrid Alina, Miss Indonesia 2011; Hank Fraley, former football player in the NFL; Judah Friedlander, actor, most notably from the television show 30 Rock; Jordan Goldberg, co-producer on Inception and The Dark Knight Rises, writer of The Gun Eaters and Batman, Gotham Knight; Joshua Harris, Christian pastor and author; Matt Holt, former singer of Nothing Face and Kingdom of Snakes; Paul James, actor, most notably from the television show Greek; Courtney Kippitz, 2004 Olympic gymnast and 3-time NCAA champion; Tim Kirkjian, ESPN baseball analyst, appears on SportsCenter and Baseball Tonight, author of America's Game and Is This a Great Game, or What? From A-Rod's Heart to Zim's Head, My 25 Years in Baseball; Matthew Lesko, author of Free Money from the Government Books; Logic, hip-hop musician, rapper, musical engineer; Shane McMahon, former co-GM of WWE Monday Night Raw; Jim Miklasiewski, chief Pentagon correspondent for NBC News; John Papuchis, college football coach; Reese Forbes, former professional skateboarder; Guy Prava, football player; Paul Rabil, lacrosse player, 4-time All-American at Johns Hopkins University, All-Star for the MLL's Boston Cannons; Eddie Stubbs, country musician, disc jockey, and Grand Ole Opry announcer; James White, professional basketball player who played for the San Antonio Spurs and Houston Rockets; Erin Willett, a semi-finalist on the 2nd season of The Voice; Whale, hip-hop musician and rapper; David P. Weber, principal in Gaithersburg and Washington, D.C.-based law firm Goodwin Weber LLC and former Assistant Inspector General for the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Notes. References. Further reading: Curtis, Sean. Then and Now, Gaithersburg. Then and Now. Charleston, South Carolina, Arcadia Publishing. ISBN 978-0-7385-8551-2. LCCN 209936602. OCLC 500822779. External links: Media related to Gaithersburg, Maryland at Wikimedia Commons, Geographic data related to Gaithersburg, Maryland at OpenStreetMap, official website, Gaithersburg Local, Gaithersburg, Then and Now, a photographic tour of the city's history, City of Gaithersburg at the Wayback Machine, City of Gaithersburg at the Wayback Machine, City of Gaithersburg at the Wayback Machine.